Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. Tragedy strikes in St. Mary after boat capsizes. Tragedy struck on Saturday when a boat carrying a group of beachgoers capsized on the rough sea along the coast of St. Mary. Reports are that sometime after 2 p.m., a group at the Strawberry Feast Together establishment was approached by a man offering boat rides at a cost of $4,000. A number of patrons, primarily from a larger group, a part of a bus trip visiting the location from Kingston, reportedly took up the man's offer. Shortly after leaving from the shore, the boat was observed capsized, and a rescue effort was launched which involved several canines, which were rushed to the location. Upon coming ashore, at least 3 women were observed crying. It is understood that 9 persons were aboard the vessel, including the captain. 1 woman remains unaccounted for, with rescue efforts underway. 2 women on the way to funeral killed in Trelawney car crash. 2 women on their way to a funeral were killed and 5 persons hospitalized following a 3-car collision along the Barcombe Road in Trelawney. The deceased were traveling in a white Toyota Isis, which was reported overtaking a line of traffic when it ran into a care shortage near the gates of the former Miller Barker Hotel. Another car was hit by the Isis, however, those occupants were not injured. The 2 women were on their way to a funeral in Droxton, Trelawney when the crash occurred. The police say this was the 3rd motor vehicle crash in the parish since 5 a.m. Barcombe Road is a hotspot for collisions. Man killed in alleged confrontation with cops. The police are reporting that a man was shot and killed after he engaged a security team along Princess Street in Montego Bay, St. James on Friday night. The deceased is yet to be identified. According to the reports, between 7 and 8 p.m., a police team was reportedly patrolling the area when they encountered the man. It is alleged that the man fired at the lawman who returned fire. The man was later found suffering from gunshot wounds. He was taken to hospital where he was pronounced dead. A firearm was reportedly also seized during the incident. The Independent Commission of Investigations INDECOM has reported to launch an investigation into the matter. His death comes just days after a state of emergency was declared in the parish and several curfew points established. Prime Minister Andrew Holness says it is the assessment of the security forces that the situation in St. James merits this response. The SOE comes on the heels of several murders, including the death of 2 students in the parish. Man found dead in Clarendon was due to ID possible suspects in 2021 shooting. The police say an elderly Clarendon man, who was found dead on Thursday, was due to point out possible suspects responsible for shooting him in 2021. The decomposing body of Joseph Bell, 60, was found with gunshot wounds at his home in Rockford District, Clarendon. Residents reported a foul odor coming from Bell's house, made checks, and discovered his body. The police were summoned and Bell's partially decomposed body was seen with gunshot wounds to the head and hands. Investigators have theorized that Bell's demise may have stemmed from a November 2021 shooting incident in which he was shot. An identification parade was pending against a suspect in the shooting, police sources say. It was further disclosed that Bell was targeted after being accused of being involved in break-ins in the community. More than 91 people have been murdered in Clarendon since the start of the year. Bartender dies in St. James crash. The St. James police have launched an investigation into the cause of a crash that claimed the life of a man in Albion, Montego Bay on Saturday morning. The deceased has been identified as Leon Lewis, a bartender of a St. James address. According to reports, about 6 a.m., Lewis was traveling in a Toyota Vitz motor car along Albion Main Road when it collided with a Toyota Axio motor car. The individuals traveling in both vehicles sustained injuries and were rushed to hospital for treatment. Lewis later succumbed to his injuries, while the others were admitted in serious condition. Man freed in Klansman Wandon gang trial shot dead in police confrontation. Khalifa Williams, who was freed in the recent Klansman Wandon gang trial, was shot and killed by the police during an operation in winter spent in Spanish Town, St. Catherine. Williams, also known as Barber, was in custody between 2017 and earlier this year. It is reported that about 3:15 p.m., police personnel went into Winter Spend area in search of guns, drugs, and wanted men. It is alleged that Williams fired gunshots at the team as they entered the community. The police reportedly took evasive action and fired back at their attacker. When the shooting subsided, it was revealed that Williams was hit. He was later pronounced dead at the Spanish Town Hospital. The Independent Commission of Investigation is investigating the matter. During the Wandon gang trial, Williams, whom the prosecution had described as a top shooter in the Spanish Town-based gang, told the court that he never owned or fired a gun. He also denied being a contract killer for the gang. Chief Justice, who presided over the trial, acquitted Williams, saying the evidence against him was unreliable. Some 15 members of the gang, including leader Andre Blackman Bryan, were later convicted. Williams is the latest person linked to the trial to be killed. Road repairs anger. A protest last week by Hanover residents over the deplorable condition of a section of the main road that passes through Shetterwood, Markfield, and Burnt Ground in that parish, which leads primarily to adjoining St. James and Westmoreland, attracted a speedy response from the authorities. But the people of the area insist that the wrong approach has been taken to fix the thoroughfare by those contracted to do it. While the road too is being given some attention now, the people are still upset that they have to protest and block it before steps could be taken to correct the long-standing problem. We are all Jamaicans. We shouldn't have to protest to get things done. Everybody pays taxes. Our political representatives are not going on with anything. Our Member of Parliament is Dave Brown. The next time, if he is running, we doubt he will get 10 votes based on how serious the problem is, one man expressed to reporters during a visit to the area. He pointed out that the road condition causes accidents every week because potholes force motorists to drive on the wrong side of the road. If you notice, most of the cars going down, they drive on the right side and not the left side, because if they drive on the other side, their front end parts mash up. Just look at the road, and this is the main road between Montego Bay and Savannah Lamar. This is a big embarrassment of the government, he added. Another resident, who said he's the operator of a hotel in Hanover, said it was his best interest to see that road fixed, but insisted that the authorities do it properly. They are not fixing the road properly. The road needs to be lifted at least 3 feet. If not, this makes no sense. When the water comes on the road, it is like a river, and then the road mash up again. The road is too flat, it won't make any sense, the man said, as he watched the road being dug up by workers using heavy-duty equipment as part of the process before it is repaved. When reporters visited the area last week, sections of the roadway were already scrapped, leveled, and ready for resurfacing. One man theorized that it was possible plain politics that caused such a speedy response after the protests. According to him, even the blocking of roads was politically motivated. Everything is politics. The protest itself was politics, he stated. He shared that although the road work has started, he has no confidence that the fix will be long-lasting. They tried to fix it many times before, but them not fix it good. The whole thing want to resurface. They need to bring in China Harbour Engineering Company, the Hanover resident stated. The work started the day after the protest. We had to protest because the front end parts on people car, them not go easy, them a mash up. I had a bus on the road and I had to take it off because I wasn't really making any money. Every week I had to find parts. To go through this road, we definitely have to drive slow. When you go farther down, you will see the real bad roads. Everybody a complain. You have people who drive to go airport to catch a flight. They have to leave out extremely early. A long time we a ball, he added. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification